What's up, YouTube? It's Ryan from AnnihilatorMTG here, and we are back again with some more Vintage Cube. I'm pretty psyched for this one, so let's get straight into it. Alright, let's take a look at what we have here. Counterspell is infinitely tempting, for sure. Chandra's quite nice. Hazoret's good. Elspeth is good. Questing Beast is good. Watery Grave is excellent, as is Prismatic Vista. What do we want to do here? I'm actually feeling Chandra, to be honest. Well, it's going to be really hard for me to say no to a Mana Drain. Makes me wish we kept the counterspell, but that's okay. Mana Drain is significantly better. Wow, okay, look at all this. We have Reanimate, Ashen Rider, Balance, Geist, Tutor, Daze, Smokestack. Jeez. We're gonna take the Daze because we absolutely love Daze, but that is just such a ridiculous spread of cards. Alright, so let's take a look at this pack here. I think Avalanche Riders is likely the pick. However, Pyretic Ritual is pretty good too, especially considering that it helps churn us into a Chandra quicker. However, if we're just in top deck mode, Avalanche Riders is so much better by a long shot, so I think we're going to take that. So this is mostly a toss-up between the Borrower, the Hellkite, and the Split card here, but I think Borrower is just so unbelievably good, so we're going to take that. Alright, Phantasmal Image is pretty nutty, so I think we'll take that as well. Yeah, that's probably the pick here. Young Pyromancer is quite good. Alright, this is a toss-up between Lavamancer, Looter, or Repeal. I want to say maybe Lavamancer is the way to go. Sure. Alright, now we're back to this. We could probably just take Hazoret. Alright, we could take the thing that has like the Destroy artifact. We'll put that in the sideboard, that's fine. Okay, so it's a toss-up between the Tutor and the Koth, and I think we're going to take the Tutor. Well, we could take the Ritual, that's interesting, that Wield. And the Nykthos, I suppose. Probably not going to actually play it, though. So as far as distribution of picks go, I actually think that we've done very well for ourselves in Pack 1. Pretty much everything here is worthy of being kept, except for maybe the Ritual. So if we take a look at what we have so far, out of 13 picks, we have 10 really good cards. That's incredible. I guess we could take the Lion's Eye Diamond, likely won't play it, and the Wingmare, sure. Wow, Mox Force, and it's an on-color Mox too? Yeah, okay, on-color Mox it is. How about that? Alrighty, let's take a look at what we have here. Cryptic, Soulscar Mage, Riftwing, Skydiver. Cryptic is one of my favorite cards in Magic, just full stop. So, I mean, let's be real here. There's no way I'm not going to take this. And a Force of Negation, but a Dak Fadin, bro. Dang. Dak Fadin is really good. I have to take it. That's unfortunate. So we've passed 2 forces in Pack 2. Yeah, as much as I hate to get rid of a force, Dak Fadin is incredible, especially being able to steal artifacts and just going through so many cards. It's just so great. Alright, so we've got some interesting choices here. Sower of Temptation is obviously good. Abrade is phenomenal, especially in the early game. Time Spiral can be very fun. I think, quite frankly, Abrade is the objective choice here. The reason I say this is because we need to be able to survive in order to actually do anything, and this helps us do that. Chain Lightning, for the same purpose, is likely the pick here. And we managed to get a Confluence. Wow, okay. That's very good. I love Fiery Confluence. It's a great card. Okay, so in this pack, it's mainly just, do we get the Time Spiral back? And I don't think we do, but just in case, we'll take the Mana Flare, put it in the sideboard for now. I suppose in this pack, we can just take Bomat Courier. I don't think the pick really matters too much, but it can't hurt, I suppose. Here, I feel like Shrine of Burning Rage is very good, especially if we can buy ourselves some time. This card can get absolutely out of hand. Soulscar Mage is okay. It's a toss-up here between the Siege Gang and the Flame Slash, and I think the Slash is just a little bit better. I'm going to move a couple of things over to the sideboard here just to keep this a little bit more concise, because we are mostly playing a control deck here, not necessarily something where we want to just tempo our opponent out. I suppose we could take the Factory. I don't know if we're actually going to play with that, but can't hurt, I suppose. We'll take the Land Tax, put that in the sideboard. The Zurgo, Tiny Zurgo rather, put that in the sideboard. Not really huge on Eidolon, but it is what it is. And we got a Time Walk. Dude, that's awesome. Okay. All right, so next we have a choice between Top, Firebolt, Leak, Seething Song, Opposition, Mirari Conjecture. I think we're just going to take the Mana Leak. This is really working out, actually. Okay, so as much as I want to take something like the Gitaxian Probe in this pack, taking an Izzet land is not only important, it's paramount. We probably need 1 or 2 more of these. So normally I'm not huge on Time Twister, but when we have something like a Time Walk, it is unbelievable how good it is. You can do things like turn 5, Time Walk into Time Twister, get your Time Walk back on the draw 7, play the Time Walk on the following turn, and then just like really get out of hand. Not to mention Time Twister is just incidentally really annoying against Reanimator. So in this pack, I don't think our pick necessarily matters. I think we'll just take a ritual, put it in the sideboard, and move on. Here we have Daredevil, Frenzy. I guess we can take the Daredevil. Fumarole or Lightning Strike is the pick here. I think the Fumarole is just a little bit better. I suppose Light Up the Stage is pretty viable. I think I'll just move that in the sideboard for now, though. Pyroclasm has a lot of potential to be very good, but that's definitely a sideboard card. Firebolt is nice. Mirari Conjecture is really good too. Mirari Conjecture's got a lot of potential in terms of like high end, and I guess considering we have Chain Lightning, Flame Slash, Abrade, we do kind of have enough like tiny removal, so maybe we can just have this as our 5-drop and then kind of like go from there. Let's see, Imperial Recruiter, that can get us like a young Pyro, can also just replace itself, that's fine. We could take the Vortex, although I don't think we're going to play that. We'll just take a random land here. Frenzy, I don't really expect to be playing that, and we wield the Lightning Strike, so that's good. Okay, we definitely have some tuning to do here, but I really like the way this looks so far, 100%. So here's the list. It's a pretty awesome Izzet control deck that I actually feel is quite balanced. Normally when I try to draft something like this, for whatever reason, I always end up going way too heavy on the removal and burn spells, so I end up being a little bit soft to things like Channel and Reanimator. But I feel like here with all of our wildly powerful counterspells like Daze and Mana Drain and Mana Leak, especially in the 2-drop slot, I feel like we have a level of defense that this list desperately needs, and I feel like we'll push it over the top. So I'm very excited to see how this goes. We have plenty of powerful, resilient threats here, and I am very excited. Let's get on to the first match. Alrighty, looks like we found our opponent here. Best of luck to you, my friend, and let's take a look at this hand. Quite honestly, I feel like outside of the fact that we have way too many red sources, this is incredibly strong. A turn 1 Pyro is wild, so we're gonna keep that for sure. Hopefully we don't get hit with hand attack. They go planes. Okay, that's good news. Land tax. That's not that bad, actually. Okay, nice. Well, there's a man land. We can work with that. Let's go island into Mox Ruby. We'll play the young Pyro, and we'll pass. Next turn, if our opponent plays some kind of white weenie creature or some like taxing creature, we can just hit it with a Flame Slash and just have a superior board presence. I'm very happy with how this is going so far. Or they can just have one lander, which is interesting. I think, honestly, I'm fine with playing a land and just kind of feeding into their land tax. It's really not that big of a deal. Plus, that means that on the following turn, we'll have enough mana for the Cryptic, which is, to me, better than them just getting out of their mana issues. All right, so they get a land tax trigger. Interesting, so they're actually playing Jeskai. All right, not entirely what I expected, but that should be fine. Oh, a forest as well, and a Mox Diamond. Okay, interesting. A little 4-color action from our opponent here, and a pass. Okay, well, it's not the end of the world. Phantasmal Image, that has a lot of potential. Wow. So we're going to play an island here, and I guess we'll just hold up the Cryptic command for the time being, swing in with the 2-1. Okay, I think we're fine for now. They get a land tax trigger. Let's see what they get. What a variety. They play an island. All right. They go Manamorphose. Sure. And they just get a green-white. That's interesting. Sword of Feast and Famine. Okay. So I think what we do is we go counter, return their Mox. We get an elemental token. They go Mox. They discard a land. Sure. Okay. I guess we probably should have just returned a land. Like, that would have made a little bit more sense, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. That's a bit odd. Anyways, I think we're fine here. Time Walk? Oh, we're super fine. Wow, okay. Well, this is going to get out of hand. Let's go Phantasmal Image. We'll copy the Pyro. We'll go Time Walk. We'll yield. And they scoop it up. Beautiful. Okay. Well, that was a awkward situation that ended up being salvaged by a piece of power, so that's pretty cool. Let's just run it back and see if we can play just a little bit tighter. Game 2 against our opponent here, and this hand is not great, so we're just going to mulligan. Daze, I'm always happy to see that. Let's keep, and I think we're going to ship the Fumarole, to be honest. All right, we'll pass here. Our opponent kept 7, kind of annoying, but that's okay. They go Divining Top. Well, that'll be a time waster, that's for sure. All right, there's a lightning strike. That's fine. We're going to lead with the island, so we can daze our opponent if need be. Don't necessarily expect to run into that, but we'll have to see. And the reason I said that I thought the top was a bit of a time waster is I feel like a lot of people play it very suboptimally, mostly because they're likely not used to actually getting in the reps with a card like that. So their clock tends to run super thin in a lot of those scenarios, and it's just kind of like it's just like a feels bad type of situation where it's just like, I don't want them to not pick the, what in God's name? All right, well, apparently our opponent got way too tired of me rambling senselessly, and they conceded the match. So, on to game number 2. Good lord. Alrighty, looks like we found our opponent here. Best of luck to you, my friend, and let's take a look at this hand. I think this hand actually does incredibly well against pretty much most forms of ramp, and the only real concern is if they're playing some kind of like reanimator shell where we don't have any way to interact with them for a very long time. So I think as long as this is a board-based game, we should be fine. So we're just going to keep pass and see what they play. Swamp, that's not a good sign. Putrid Imp, that's also not a good sign. All right, so that sucks. So what are we going to do here? I think I want to just Flame Slash it, get it over with. All right, they discard a Grizzlebrand from their hand. What's cool about this is the Putrid Imp becomes the top card in their graveyard. So things like Corpse Dance and Shallow Grave should just resurrect the Imp and not the Grizzlebrand. So in a way, we did soft turn off the combo, but they had to reanimate anyways, and there's really not much we can do about that. So we're going to concede, and we'll mulligan accordingly. Well, that was quick, that's for sure. Is there anything we really want? Mirari Conjecture is maybe a bit slow for sure. Let's see. Maybe bring in like a Sulfuric Vortex, really punish the opponent here, maybe even like an Eidolon, that kind of thing. What do we want to cut though? Like, is Flame Slash just too weak, comparatively speaking? Maybe. All right, I think we're just going to cut the Flame Slash and the Mirari Conjecture for an Eidolon and a Sulfuric Vortex to kind of go just a little bit more aggro with this build. And we'll resubmit and see how it goes. We will play first. There's some power that we unfortunately can't do anything with, so we're going to have to mulligan. That sucks. This, however, is quite good. Let's keep. And what do we want to do here? I think ship a mountain. So this is going to be super aggressive, for sure. All right, our opponent goes down to 4. That's wild. We'll play the Spirebluff Canal, then cast the Mox Ruby, then we'll jam a turn 1 Eidolon and pass. All right. Now, as long as they don't have some turn 1 Reanimator play, like Ritual Entomb Reanimate or Ritual Entomb Animate Dead or something like that, then we're actually completely fine, which is great. All right, so we get an island. Let's play the Lavamancer. We'll yield to that. We take some damage, but that's okay. We swing in, they take 2, and we're off to the races. All right, 5 cards in hand. Let's see what our opponent does here. They play a Swamp, no problem. Bitter Blossom. I don't want to have to deal with that, quite frankly. All right, let's Mana Leak this. It kind of sucks because it's not like a, reanimate thing we're countering, but this does allow us to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm unsure though. Young Pyro, that's very good. Hopefully they don't have a board wipe, otherwise we're going to get completely destroyed here. We'll swing in for 3, and we'll hard pass. All right, opponent's at 13, 4 cards in hand. They play a land, so 3 cards in hand. Beautiful. What have you got for me, opponent? Fatal Push. On the Eidolon. Okay. Well, the Eidolon did its job, that's for sure. Okay. See what we draw. Mountain. Kind of gross that we're drawing all this stuff, but that's fine. We're going to swing in with the Young Pyro. All right. They're at 9. So basically, Reanimate should be off at this point because we can just Young Pyro in response to it. It would take way too much damage. So now we're kind of at the point of the game where it's like Shallow Grave, Corpse Dance, that kind of thing. They Hero's Downfall, the Young Pyro. Interesting. That's fine. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, they're kind of at the point where their alternate reanimate effects are the ones that matter now, not the main ones. We'll exile both creatures. They're at 7. That's a lightning strike. Let's see. I guess we'll just hold up the lightning strike. We'll take them down to 4. Then we'll take them down to 2 from the Lavamancer. And then we can take them down to 1 with just an attack on the next turn. So they're kind of in a really bad position here. They need to win very quickly. Otherwise, they're toast, which is nice. They go Recurring Nightmare. Sure, that's fine. Let's go Lightning Strike. Exile the Mana Leak and the Lightning Strike. They're at 2. Sulfuric Vortex, and that's the win. Beautiful. All right. I think we stick with this plan. It was really strong, I feel. Maybe there's an argument to be made about even going like Soulscar Mage. What else would we cut? Maybe like Avalanche Riders is just a bit too cute. So yeah, we can just go a little bit more aggressive with what we're doing here. Maybe even Zergo, Bomat Courier. What would we cut? Let's just stick with adding the Soulscar Mage for now, and we'll work from there. So we have a turn 1 mana leak, that's really good, and that will turn into a turn 3 Chandra. That's incredible. I think we can definitely keep this. Now, unfortunately, our opponent does actually get to play before us, so if they do have some kind of Ritual Entomb Reanimate type effect, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right, looks like my opponent went down to 5. They play a Swamp, and they pass. Beautiful. Little bit mountain heavy here, but that's all right. Let's cast the Ruby. Then Island. Now we can hold up a mana leak, and if they have a Mox of their own, we can just blow it up with the Abrade, which is excellent. Okay, opponent, do your worst. They go Vampiric Tutor. Okay, I think we'll allow that. I would much rather counter what they searched for, rather than God knows what else. Interesting. Huh. Lotus. Well, that's potentially horrifying. All right, what did you have in mind, opponent? They go Bitter Blossom. Okay. Well, if we mana leak it, they pay the Lotus. Guess that's what we have to do. All right. Trade mana leak for Black Lotus. I guess that's worth it. Oh, they let it happen? Bro, that was a mistake, man. That was a mistake. Okay. Well, let's Abrade the Black Lotus, and we'll pass. All right. 3 black. Nice. Feel bad for our opponent. That was not the move. Bitter Blossom could have completely wrecked us, in my opinion. All right, they play a Swamp and pass. Phantasmal Image, that has a lot of potential. In the meantime, we'll just go Chandra. We'll uptick. They take 2, and now we're on our way. All right, so barring a Grizzlebrand, we're in a very good position here. There's a Chain Lightning, that's good. Let's jam it. Let's uptick the Chandra. They take another 2. Beautiful. All right, our opponent's losing life fast. Looks like they're passing. All right, we draw. There's a Daze. Let's uptick. Okay. They take another 2 damage. We have Petty Theft plus a Daze and a Phantasmal Image in the wings, so that's good. All right. They play a Nighthawk. Sure. Let's go Petty Theft. Return it to hand. And they scoop it up. GG's. All right, looks like we found our opponent here. Best of luck to you, my friend. And let's take a look at this hand. So 4 lands, Shrine, Abrade, Mirari Conjecture on the draw. I'm kind of iffy on this, so I think I'm just going to ship it back. All right, so here we have Mox plus Tutor. I like that. We'll keep, and I think we're going to ship the Factory. Looks like our opponent went down to 6 as well, so that's nice. A little bit more of an even footing. All right, well, they play a creature. Maybe that Abrade would have been worth it after all. Okay, that's just absurd. All right, so we'll cast Abrade, because this is scripted magic, I guess, and we'll pass. All right, opponent plays an elf. Sure. They play a land. I can live with that. You know what? I'm half tempted to tutor for like a Flame Slash. Is that dumb? Probably dumb. I'm gonna do it anyways. All right, Flame Slash. Beautiful. This way, we can play our Hazaret on curve and be able to actually attack with her. So opponent's definitely in trouble here. They go Dryad. All right, that's fine. And a land. 1 card left in hand. Who knows what it could be? Hopefully not a natural order. That would be really annoying. There's a Factory. Okay, so let's jam the Hazaret and let's get to work. We swing in, take him to 15. Let's see if the aggro can win. They choose not to attack with Dryad. That's fine. They have 2 cards in hand. Very interesting. It's kind of annoying. So let's go Mishra's Factory, and then guess we can just animate that, do one of these, and we'll swing in. All right. Is our opponent going to take the trade here? I can't imagine they do that. That just seems foolish. Okay. They're down to 10, and they don't have a natural order target, so that's good. I can only assume that they must not have it in their deck, otherwise they would have probably played to their outs, unless they have an elf in hand that they were just saving. Interesting. Whisperwood. That has a lot of potential for annoyances, that's for sure. All right, we draw. So let's go Phantasmal Image. Whisperwood. Thank you for that. We swing in for an attack. They block. Okay, they lose a Cultivate. That's interesting. We manifest a mountain. Beautiful. All right, let's see what our opponent does. They play a forest. 4 mana, 5 mana, Gilded Lotus. Okay, yeah, completely fine with that. I assume there's no way they attack. That would just be kind of insane. They manifest. All right, so let's go discard a card. They lose some life. Let's animate the Factory. And then I think we attack with everyone except for the Whisperwood. Looks like our opponent had a hard time deciding what to block, but they chose this. That's fine. They're down to 3, which is admittedly kind of interesting, why they wouldn't block the Hazoret. We manifest a Lightning Strike. Cool. See what our opponent does here. They go Oracle of Moldiah, Emrakul the Promised End on top. Very interesting opponent. Let's see here. They manifest the Emrakul, which is fun. We top deck. What shall we get? And opponent just scoops it up. Okay. All right, so what we're going with here is we're going to bring in the Sulfuric Vortex, Eidolon, and Pyroclasm, and I think we're going to take out the Daredevil, Avalanche Riders, and Mirari Conjecture. I decided on the Eidolon instead of the Daredevil last minute, mostly because I feel like Direfleet Daredevil isn't really going to be utilized too much in a matchup like this, so I guess we'll have to play it by ear. So this hand has potential for sure, 100%. Flame Slash is great, but I feel like maybe it's a bit slow. I guess since we do have the days, we have a chance for some good stuff here, but I'm a bit concerned. Either way, I feel like we have great strength on the play, not so much on the draw, so we're going to have to improvise. Our opponent plays a Forest and a Soul Ring. Gross. All right, there's a Time Walk. That's nice, for sure. All right, we'll play an island and pass. Let's see what our opponent does here. They've got 4 mana available, which is just absurd. They go Yavimaya Elder. We can't daze it. That sucks. That sucks a lot. This might be an instance where we just time walk for just a little bit of value, which I think is exactly what we're going to do. We don't have anything developed on the board, which makes it a fairly soft time walk, but still, you got to do what you got to do, right? All right, let's play another island. Then we can go Shrine, I guess, and pass. The idea behind the Shrine is even if we're not playing red spells, it's just going to get bigger and bigger over time, and we do have that time available to us in some capacity. So how relevant that'll be is more or less dependent on how quick we can get it down and what our opponent is dealing with. They attack with the Elder. Why do I get the feeling that they have a natural order? Plow Under. How about Daze? Wow, we dazed a guy with a Soul Ring. That's great. Okay, we'll yield to the Shrine triggers because there's going to be a lot of them, I assume. All right, there's a mountain. Perfect. So I don't think really dealing with the Elder is really all that important. I think just holding up a mana leak is a little bit better. Although going in with a Flame Slash does put a counter on the Shrine. So yeah, let's do that instead. That way they also can't draw a card, which is kind of nice. So 2 counters on the Shrine. That's good. If they play something ginormous, can't be countered. That's unsettling. We uptick the Shrine. Let's go Island. Phantasmal Image, copy the Dino, and if I'm not mistaken, because this has hexproof now, the whole Phantasmal Image, you sacrifice your stuff caveat isn't important at all, which is just awesome. All right, opponent, let's see what you got. They play a Forest, tap in some mana, looks like 5. They go Gilded Lotus, okay, sure. Nice. Mana leak, right on time. All right, well, I'm completely fine with that. Opponent does nothing, that's cool. Shrine gets an uptick, which is great. That's an island, kind of annoying. Let's do Mishra's Factory, and I think we just start attacking. Like, just get in for damage, force the issue. Well, I mean, if they just block, then that's fine by me. Hit okay, they take some damage, we trade, and we're good to go. Yeah, all right, I'm completely fine with that. All right, opponent, let's see what you got. Elves of Deep Shadow, sure. Yeah, that's fine. All right, Shrine uptick. So now we're at 5. All right, we can't play the Eidolon yet, so we're just going to animate the Mishra's Factory and swing in with that. Our opponent's down to 17. We're getting them a little bit closer to being in range of some combination of Shrine and something else. I don't expect the Shrine to just one-shot our opponent. That would be insane. They attack with the Elf. Okay, beautiful. What else have you got for us, opponent? They go Jorga. That's annoying, but fine. They're going to probably level it up as much as humanly possible. We're kind of at the phase where stuff like Daze and Mana Leak aren't even in play anyways, so they can have as much mana as they like. I mean, sure, that might lead to like hard casting Emrakul or something, but if they're going to do that, they're going to do it, so it is what it is. Let's see here. Let's go Island, then Eidolon. Then I think we just pass for now. They can obviously block with the 1/4, so I'm not even going to bother attacking with the 2/2. That's completely fine. All right, opponent, what have you drawn? Forest, okay. I assume that's what they drew, based on how quickly they played it. All right, live to see another day. Shrine goes up some more. Beautiful. Mystical Tutor, now we're talking. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. So, Lightning Strike takes it to 9. If I get a Chain Lightning with a Tutor, that takes it to 10. And then 3 + 3, we're close. We're very close. let's animate this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to swing with the team. Big desperation mode here. We'll see if they block. All right, they block like that. Sure. They're going to block with the other elf. Ah, beautiful. It's exactly what we wanted. We'll hit OK. They take a little bit of damage from the factory. That's exactly what we wanted to happen. 100%. So now when we lightning strike them, they go down to 12. The shrine goes up to 9. Then on our turn, shrine goes up to 10. And then we chain lightning, right? Shrine goes up to 11. Yeah, I think we're fine. I think we basically have this locked no matter what. Now it's just a matter of hoping our opponent doesn't have anything absurd. Okay, what is that? 3 mana? Sure. Let's go lightning strike. Then we'll go shrine, target them. Cool, so that takes them down to 6. That takes them down to 3. And now we can just go Mystical Tutor, Chain Lightning, and we win, right? Pretty sure that's how it goes. All right, they swing in. I want to make sure I have the stop on my turn on the upkeep. We do, okay. All right, Mystical Tutor doing wild things. So we get a Chain Lightning, and here we go. All right, and there you have it, 3-0 in the Vintage Cube with Izzet Control. This list felt extremely strong, and obviously a part of that is due to having pieces of power. That helps tremendously in any draft, really. But what also felt good was just the nice balance that we had between stack-based control elements and being able to answer the board with various burn spells that could also hit face if need be. That felt really awesome. If you guys ever get a chance to draft a deck like this, I highly recommend you do so. I feel like I don't see blue-red enough in the cube. It's really cool. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching. It means the world to me. I really appreciate your time. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. You guys know the drill. Stay safe out there and have a good one.